I got you, little bro. Eat up. Here's some fresh One Piece content for you. Yeah, eat that shit up, little nigga. That shit straight from Oda's asshole.
Oh wow, thanks algorithm. I love One Piece, but I can't lie, bro. I fucking hate spoilers.
No, like for real, I absolutely hate spoilers. And anime fans and the One Piece community in general, they love spoiling shit online. And I can't count how many times I have to see spoilers. Like I see the latest chapter just get spoiled for me without me even trying. And like I can't count how many times in the current arc alone in Elbaf that I get something spoiled for me. I already know like a few things before I even like watching an episode or reading a chapter. Like it is actually insane. Like anytime the latest chapter just drops, it's like vultures to a dead body. Shit just flocks. I just see so much shit gets posted. I have to dodge it. I'm dodging and weaving. It's crazy. So I avoid One Piece content like the plague. Like I avoid everything. My algorithms don't even know that I'm a One Piece fan, except for YouTube. There is one type of One Piece content that I actually find myself naturally gravitating towards and coming back to, and that is new fan reactions watching the series from scratch. I don't know, there's just something so alluring about living vicariously through new fans, and I don't know, it is the one type of One Piece content that slips through my feed and like I actually enjoy watching. One, because there's not a huge risk for getting spoiled because they've seen less than me, so I'm not really getting spoiled on it. And you know, it's once they do get caught up, whenever a creator who's a new fan gets caught up, most of the time they're doing new chapter recaps. So it's at that point that I gotta dip out, right? I gotta dip out because I'll be enjoying my day, because I don't always get to the newest One Piece episode or the newest One Piece chapter like right when it drops, bro. Like sometimes I'm busy that day, sometimes I'm busy that week, sometimes I let shit pile up and I watch like the last 4 episodes or last 4 chapters, whatever. I'll just be minding my business and then boom, big ass new video top of my feed, new chapter, and I'm seeing some shit that just the thumbnail alone, and sometimes the title will basically tell you everything, spoil what happened in that chapter. So I gotta dip out. That's when I gotta remove this from my feed, stop recommending this channel. Like it's only on YouTube. I've already done all that for every other platform. And here's the thing, I'm super jealous about people like that, man. I'm super jealous about fans who are experiencing One Piece for the first time, because it is a feeling that it's such a cathartic feeling seeing someone go through the same emotions and like slowly fall in love with the same thing that you love, with the same story that you fell in love with years ago. But I'm jealous of it. And you know why? Is because I've been watching One Piece my whole life. Some of these new fans' reactions, I'm watching, and I'm like, I can't remember my initial reactions to some of these early arcs because it was so long ago that I first started watching One Piece, right? See, I'm a lifelong fan. I started watching One Piece when I was 5 years old. And the first time I saw One Piece, it was the 4Kids dub, right? I just remember as a little kid, and I saw big stretchy dude, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. So I'm like, I've been watching ever since, and like my journey with One Piece has been weird because I was watching it casually as a kid, and then randomly at one point, because this is kind of embarrassing. This is kind of crazy. Since the first thing I saw was the 4Kids dub, that's the dub that I watched up until, whatever episode it was discontinued. And so by that time I was like 12, 13, 14 maybe. Then I went and rewatched the series all the way up until Alabasta. and then I watched ahead. And the thing is, over my whole life, I didn't watch One Piece all in one go, right? Even though I've been a One Piece fan my whole life, I've never really been caught up until like the most recent years. Because I used to watch the dub and I used to watch it in batches, right? I didn't start watching sub until like way later. But it wasn't like an issue for me because I watched a lot of anime and I'm a kid. I had a lot to do. I had a lot of shit to do, so I didn't have all the time in the world to sit down and like watch all of One Piece. So I just got to it whenever I got to it, even though it was one of my favorite series of all time, right? So I remember since the dub released in batches, I would go like years and months without watching One Piece, go back and see that I got like 50, 100 episodes that piled up that I can just go through in a few weeks or whatever. I remember I remember exactly what time at what period of my life I watched which arc, right? So I like watched all of Alabasta when I was like 13. I watched all of Skypiea when I was 14 and I was in ninth grade. I watched all of Water 7 CP9 my sophomore year in high school. But like the thing is, I'm so jealous of new One Piece fans. I wish I could erase my memory and just watch it all over again, because sometimes when I think back, what was my reaction to when I first watched Baratier? Because I've rewatched that a few times over these past few years, and that is like such a good arc. It is actually phenomenal, and I'm like, I can't remember what my reaction was when I watched it for the very first time. I was probably like 8 years old, dude. And that was like 20 years ago.
Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. That doesn't represent me or what.
And like sometimes I'm like, dang, I kind of wish I was like more connected to, my early experiences with the earlier story. But I mean, I've grown up with this story for real. I've grown up with everything. Like everything about One Piece is like a baseline. It's a foundation in my life. It's always been a steady constant in my life. It's gonna feel so weird once One Piece ends and I don't have new One Piece anymore, because that has been one constant in my life for the past over 20 years, and that's really insane to say. But I do really wish that I could remember some of these earlier, so I could remember how, because like I don't know, because like rewatching is not the same as watching for the first time, right? I wish I could capture and recapture and feel that moment of me seeing this shit for the first time. Like, sure, when I'm rewatching, I'm finding shit that I forgot happened, but the overall story is still like, I'm not reacting to it for the first time, right? And there is so much, like, it is so rewarding to rewatch One Piece, right? Because not only do you see things you forgot, you see things that make more sense. Things are more recontextualized with your current knowledge of One Piece. One Piece is one of those stories where rewatching is like, it never gets old for real, because you spot things that you didn't notice before. You spot things that didn't mean anything to you back then, but now they mean so much, right? And I'm not just talking about like plot points or like foreshadowing. I'm talking about the ways in which characters react, and the way the characters behave become way more contextualized from later arcs, and it is a really rewarding experience to rewatch One Piece. But I really wish that I could capture that very first reaction that I had. And that's why I love watching, new fan reactions. And I feel like that says something about human psychology and what easily gets attention on social media. It's like when you're showing your friends something that you like, and you're like living vicariously through them, and like you really want them to, enjoy it too. Right, and this kind of content really does build a parasocial relationship, and there's both positive and negative aspects of that fact. But I think in this context, it is a really cool thing, because of what, you know, the story of One Piece really stands for. Like that sense of community is like what One Piece is built on. So I think it is very on par with the source material. But I'm just saying, like, this type of content always does numbers, right? Every time I see a new creator, then they start a new creator that's like, they do new shows or whatever, and then once they do, like, anytime they do One Piece, it does numbers, and it's so cool to see. But you know, I'm jealous of that, for real. I don't know if this is a lot of longtime One Piece fans experience or if it's just me, but let me know, because I feel like this isn't that unique of an experience. I think it's an experience unique to people who have been fans of One Piece for, you know, a lot longer than it got its recent surge in popularity in the West, right? I feel like if you've been a fan of One Piece for over 10 years, 10 or 20 years, if you've been a One Piece, if you're like an adult and you've been a One Piece fan since you were a kid, I feel like that is a unique experience in and of itself. But I don't know, let me know if there's any One Piece fans in the audience. Like, let me know what your experience with the story is and how you think that affects your enjoyment of both the story moving forward, rewatching the story, and like seeing other people become new fans. Because I feel like there is a general trend. I feel like I feel like a lot of people share my experience, right? But I don't know. Let me know. Thanks for letting me ramble. Take care.
Cake on me, no funnel. Drop top feeling like stunner. Cat deep play, no runners. Chrome my wallet, stick my pallet. 33 back to the tropics. Niggas want shit. I was outside just serving narcotics.